Morning, morning, morning.
Okay, so as you can see, we've got recording in progress. So I would ask everyone if they can mute themselves, that'd be much appreciated. We've got Miles Day here from Quest. Basically, we're going to go through all of the benefits of you being chamber members, just to make sure that you're really fulfilling that and understanding exactly what it is you get. We've got Simon Wilson from AXA, and we've got Esther Sorrow from AA. So I've also going to put a little breakout room in for everyone after Miles has spoken, only for about 10 minutes. So yeah, please use that wisely. If you have any questions, please use the chat function and I will direct them to the relevant parties during the call. So yeah, I think we're ready to go. So over to you, Miles. You're on mute, Miles.
I'm doing it. Morning, everyone.
Morning.
So if I just share my screen, we'll go through what Quest does as part of your chamber membership. There we go. So Quest's been supporting the chamber for nearly 16 years now. We are the national approved provider for HR, health and safety, legal and tax and VAT support. I always get told off for leaving the VAT support off. So you'll have to make sure if you do meet Steve Charles, he's one of my bosses, make sure you tell him that I did include it this time. So like I say, Quest offers a raft of services that you get as part of your membership. It's not free, the chambers pay us to provide it. It's there for you to use, whether you be a one-man business or whether you have 150, 200, 400 staff, whatever it may be. And in a nutshell, that's what's included. You get 5 advice lines: HR, health and safety, legal, tax, VAT. 3 document libraries with over 780 templated documents for you to use and guidance notes. And Kent is one of the chambers that also provides you with legal expenses insurance that sits underneath you. As you can see there, accessing is really simple. There's the telephone number. Please not write it down. It's there for you to use. And also the website, which you can gain access to the document libraries through, or alternatively through your chamber website. I'm sure your chamber has issued you with your login details. If you don't have them for whatever reason, maybe somebody's left who set up your original membership, please get in touch with us, or please get in touch with your chamber and they'll be able to reissue your login details. So chamber HR is probably the most used of the advice lines, not necessarily the document libraries, but most used of the advice lines. You've got experienced advisors, and I encourage every chamber member to, before they make any HR decision, I always say, breathe, go and phone the advice line. Staff can be difficult and there's lots of different situations that you may need to speak to an advisor about. It may be something like maternity or somebody being off absent, or it may be something more serious. The earlier we're involved, the earlier we can help you. It's as simple as that. It really is. If you follow the guidance that the advice line give you, then it can make you feel a lot more comfortable about the situation that you're dealing with, especially to people that have just started a new business. Inside the document library, as you can see, you've got 466 templated documents. So we try to cover the sort of full life cycle of an employee, from induction all the way through to exit and everything in between. So things like back to work documents if somebody's been off sick, really topical at the moment. There's even a COVID section within the document library now, so you can sort of get some COVID guidance and COVID documents to use there. There's also the newsroom, which has topical articles. HR's changing probably quicker than it's ever changed because of what we've been going through. So what was good practice 12 months ago is now maybe different. It's maybe different now than then, and exactly the same for all of the areas that we're talking about with regards to employing people. the free HR health check. It's just quick 15 questions that gives us an idea of where you're at as a business. And the insurance sits underneath all of these services. It covers you for legal representation, award or settlement at tribunal for up to £100,000 per claim, and £1 million per year. It's advice-led, so you need to follow the advice, obviously. And it's also based on the fact that you've been a chamber member over 90 days. We don't want anybody joining the chamber just to make a claim on the insurance. So those are the two main criteria. There is also a 51% prospects of success clause. So it's really important that you get us involved as early as possible to keep that insurance underneath you, and all of that part of your membership. Those are the sort of the key areas that we've just talked about. Staying compliant is key with regards to HR. Make sure your contracts of employment are where they need to be. Your employee handbooks are there at where they need to be as well. We sort of say biannually, make sure your contracts and handbooks are updated. We obviously will support you with, like I said, the core basics, but also make sure that you've achieved a reasonable level of HR knowledge within the business. And if you haven't got that, use the service. So chamber health and safety. So one of the least used of the advice lines, but also one of the most used with regards to the document library. The health and safety advice is HSE guidelines, so health and safety executive guidelines. You've got
Miles.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just thinking, let's just talk about HR. Does anyone on here have any questions regarding HR at the moment, or what Miles has just covered? Does anyone not understand that? You understand exactly, you know, what is required, or, you know, how it can support you? If you have any questions, please put them in the chat function. We'll just give them a couple of minutes, Miles.
Yeah, sure, no problem at all.
Let's see if anyone's got any questions. No, I think we're all good. Right, sorry, let's go.
Don't worry, I will put my details in the chat at the end. So if anybody just wants to have a confidential chat about anything, just please just get in touch with me at any point after it's all done. So on the health and safety side, like I was saying, the advice line is probably one of the least used of the services, and yet the document library is probably the most used. The documents include things like risk assessments, guidance notes, but on the advice line, you can ask advice like, I've got a contractor coming to my premises, what are my health and safety responsibilities? Even though it's not, maybe not even be your building, if they're working in your area, you may have a health and safety responsibility for that. So it's things like that you can ask the advice line. I'm sending staff out to an event, what are my health and safety responsibilities? We're trying to get more traffic to that health and safety advice line. So please pick up the phone before you go on events, before you take on new contracts. It's there for you to use. The insurance that sits underneath you with regards to health and safety is for the defence of health and safety executive prosecution. Usually they tend to prosecute directors and senior officers, hence it's just defence. So again, it just highlights the need to make sure your health and safety is where you need it to be. I think that it is probably the most cost-effective way of looking after your health and safety. Certainly in the first instance, and as a new startup business, you can do an awful lot of the work that you're required to by law for your staff within the chamber membership. And again, anything else that we do is also discounted for chamber members. Chamber legal is the second most used of the advice lines. Chamber members use it for all different types of thing. It mainly is used for chasing payments. It tends to be the sort of core element where you've done some work for somebody and then they're not paying you. We can advise you on the best next steps, how to escalate if you're still not getting any success. But it can be for tenancy disputes. And the advisor got a broad knowledge of support. We even advised somebody who got into a dispute with a neighbour regarding noise pollution with a garden the other week. You know, it can be literally any sort of legal advice that you need. The first port of call is to pick up the phone to the advice line. again, within the document library, it's all templated documents. And the one thing I would say about all of the documents in the document library is we try to cover as many bases as we possibly can for the range of businesses that are chamber members throughout the UK. So it could be hairdressers that what the guys are talking to 1 minute, it could be somebody in a manufacturing background going into the document library. We're there to support all different types of business, and they are all templated, so you can change them as you see fit. Just don't change the legal elements of the document. Legal expenses cover, as you can see, up to £1 million worth of cover, £100,000 per claim. Covers things like property disputes, data protection, statutory licence protection, and criminal prosecution defence. Also covers you for jury service for your staff up to £14,000 per claim. So you've got an awful lot of support within that. As again, probably the cheapest option when you're dealing with legal issues, the first point of call. And if it does need escalation, give us the opportunity, because again, it's more cost effective to use Quest and our sister company Vantage Legal than it is to go off to a local solicitor in many cases. And so we move on to chamber tax. Again, appreciate you've all got your own accountants, and it, believe it or not, it does get used, tax and VAT, and it does get used many times to check advice that's given by accountants. It's there to support you. Very, very experienced people who can give you guidance in numerous areas. The activity has gone through the roof since Brexit, and also through furlough as well. So, it may be that you need advice in those two areas. It's there for you to use. It's there for you to use. International trade, like I said, is key, and with the changes that have come in with regards to Brexit, it's there for you to support you. Says may not need to pay for an accountant. Most people do, but it's there. It's certainly there as a fail-safe if you receive advice that you're not 200% sure on, or you've just got a very basic issue that you want to pick up the phone to and check regarding something that you're dealing with. It's there for you to support. It's right behind you, all based on HMRC guidelines. And it also covers you, you're also covered underneath for legal for the spike in accountancy costs if you're investigated by the HMRC. Again, up to £100,000 per claim and £1 million per year. So you've got that sitting underneath you as well. And you also get me. So this is Find Out More. So this is one of our newest services, brought in about 2 years ago. It's one-to-one review. Basically, I'll go through what we've talked about today. I'll also review where you are as a business. So it's a brief gap analysis of your current HR and health and safety position. Are your contracts and handbooks where you need to be? How are you coping with recruitment? How are you coping with staff retention? On the health and safety side, are you legally compliant? Do you have your policies and your organisation arrangements in place? Do you have a competent person? Are you training your staff? All of these areas are covered off as part of your membership through the one-to-one review. So we'll give you advice and guidance about what legally by law you have to have in place, what is recommended that you have in place, and we'll also compare with what you currently use at the moment. So if you, for example, are with a solicitor's firm looking after your HR, for example, or if you have a health and safety company who visit you once a year to do health and safety audits, then we can compare what Quest does with what you have at the moment. And like I've said all the way through, anything you have from Quest app that sits outside your chamber membership is discounted. So it may be that we can save you a little bit of money in those areas, but it is very much a case, it's a need-based one-to-one review. So it really will be only based on, as a business, what you need, as opposed to looking to sell you something. We at Quest are already getting paid by the chambers. So it really is about just helping you get to compliance and stay there in both your HR and your health and safety. These are the areas that we cover outside of your chamber membership. So we offer a HR and health and safety retained service. We can provide HR or health and safety training for your staff. We can create bespoke documents, whether they be contracts and handbooks for your employees, or whether it may be something like a contract for services via our Vantage Legal sister company. And we also offer a full debt recovery service as well. So it has about an 80% collection success rate after the first solicitor's letter lands on the individual's desk. And it's very cost effective. I think it's about £30 or something for the first letter. So it's very, very cost effective to send that letter, and with an 80% collection rate, it's very, very different for us to reach out to somebody who's not paying you than it is for you guys to actually, you know, try to escalate it yourselves. But it's, again, these are all options for you. And in summary, that's in essence what you get as part of your membership. There's a raft of services there. Please take up your one-to-one review. I do like to be employed. It keeps me busy. And it takes about half an hour, but it's of huge benefit to any business. All of the other elements are relying on you guys picking the phone up, you guys going into the document library, making a claim on the insurance. That's the real proactive element of the service, is the one-to-one review. But please use the service. Your first point of call 9 times out of 10 in those areas should be Quest, and it's very popular and very successful. We had I think it was over 55,000 downloads last year in the document library. We took over 100,000 calls. We're there to support you. We're there to support you. So please take up the service, use it first. If you have any questions on what I've just talked about today, please just come back to me. I'll put my details in the chat zone, and we can maybe schedule a one-to-one review, or just a phone conversation if you want to.
Brilliant.
Ellie?
Lovely. Thank you ever so much, Miles. That was really informative. I think just to recap, Quest is advice led. So as I said, if you know, as Miles quite rightly said, should you have any queries regarding HR, legal, health and safety, tax, even if you have your HR departments or your accountants or whatever, use it as a backup, so that you're just getting a second opinion. Are the guidelines you're following correct? Many members use it just for that. And as I said, as Miles said, it is obviously download. It's advice led. So when you go on to Quest, it does give you the rules to follow, and you can also then download that document, specifically what you need, and then add it obviously to your letterheaded paper, etc. And yeah, it's one-to-one services. So yeah, take advantage of what Miles is offering, like a gap analysis, to come in and just see where you are within a business and if you're following all the regulations you should be. So yeah, thank you for that, Miles. That was great. Does anyone have any questions at all? David?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, lovely. That was really good, really interesting. This might be just for me personally, but someone else might find it useful. But I downloaded the terms and conditions from the website and updated them to my own and added a few in. So I'd need them reviewing to make sure they're right. Is that something through the service, or is that something extra I'll have to pay for on top?
Hi, David. So in essence, if you wanted us to do a document review, that would be chargeable, but again, like I say, it would be discounted. That's something that terms and conditions for staff, or terms and conditions for working with another business? Yeah,
working with another business.
So yeah, so that'll be through Vantage Legal, but I can get somebody to get in touch with you and give you a price on that if you want me to. Just drop your details in the chat, and I'll get somebody to reach out to you and give you a price on that. All
Perfect,
right.
thank you.
Okay.
Also, Penny's asked if we will be circulating slides after. Is this something we will be doing, Adam?
I guess it's up to the speakers. If that's okay, then I can do that. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, no problem at all. I'll send them over to you, Adam. Yeah,
cool.
Great, awesome. Thank you. Okay, right, we're going to go into let me just have a look and see if we've got any more questions. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, can I just ask a quick question? You're referring to the documents. How do we access them? Is that through the Chamber website, or yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
sorry,
go on, Kelly.
Absolutely, yes, it is, Jane. Victoria will be if you don't know how to do it, I can get Victoria to give you a Zoom meeting, and she will go through it with you, showing you how to get onto there. But you should have your chamber login. Have you got your chamber login? You're on mute, Jane. Asked to unmute. Jane, you're on mute.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's the story of the world, isn't it? You're on mute. Yeah, so I'm just looking actually at the chamber site, and I'm sure I've accessed them before, but I just couldn't remember whether there was a particular link that would take us from that to the Quest site.
There is.
There
is, yeah. So you go into your chamber membership, there's then benefits. It's a tab that says benefits. Click on the benefits. It will then give you, down the bottom of the right hand page, there is another code there if you haven't accessed it before, and that's what you enter in, and then you'll be entered into the Quest site.
Lovely, thank you so much.
Have a go. If you don't know how to do it, then just pop Victoria a message, and she will arrange a Zoom meeting with you to sort that all out with you.
Thanks, Kelly.
Okay, thank you. Right, I think we're all ready to go into a breakout room. So yeah, so has anyone else did you put your hand up, Simon? No? Okay, we're just going through to another breakout room. Please share the time. I think we're going to get Miles, or Esther or Simon in with you guys in 3 breakout rooms. So yeah, please do use the time wisely. Thanks. We'll just wait for everyone else to come back and return. Welcome back. Everyone's coming back. Okay. We're going to, is everyone back? Is everyone back, Adam?
Yeah.
Good, great. Right, okay, we're now going over to Simon Wilson, who is from AXA Health. Simon's going to tell us a little bit about AXA and exactly the benefits you get from that. Over to you, Simon.
Thank you very much, Kelly. Adam, I believe, have you got a video lined up for me? This short 2-minute video that you could share?
I do indeed.
Excellent, Thank you. Does that have sound with it?
Say that again, sorry. Is there no sound coming through?
No.
No sound, Adam. Okay, we're just looking at that. Okay, so do you want to just run through a little bit while Adam's doing that, Simon?
Absolutely, yes. You've thrown me a little bit, Kelly, but we'll get around it, no worries. Okay,
introduce yourself, Simon. Come on. Tell us your likes and dislikes.
Okay, well, Simon Wilson from AXA Health, and I've worked in the insurance industry for probably about 25 years now, and I live in Welwyn Garden City up in Hertfordshire, so not too far from Kent. But my base is out of Tunbridge Wells, and we work with around 40 or so regional chambers, of which Kent Invicta being one of them. So I do hope, I planned on getting out to meet some of the chamber staff just before lockdown last year, or year before now. So what I like to do is to actually meet the people who I work with in person, but of course we can't do that. What a dislike is, what's one of my dislikes? Possibly so when somebody asks me for my PIN number, which is your personal identification number. That's a bit of a dislike of mine, a bit of a pet hate. But anyway, there we go. So
Brilliant.
I've got, I mean, Adam, would you like me to speak first, and then perhaps if we run the video at the end of my pitch, if that's okay?
Is that okay? Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Anyone have any questions? No. Okay, thank you, Simon. Looks like you covered off well. Good job. Yeah, wonderful, Esther. I think it's a good time also to mention, like this membership is really designed for you and for you yourself, and also as an employer, if you employ anyone, to really try and, you know, get value from your staff. So to engage your staff, you know, so that you are a good employee to work for. And it can be really used to try and maintain your staff as well. So thank you once again, Esther. I'm now going to go over to Kaz, and I'm just going to have a chat with Kaz about the marketing tools also that the Chamber can provide you with. So yes, good morning, Kaz.
Hi there, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And Esther, super presentation. Well done, you. Very comprehensive. Despite the fact that I work for the Chamber, you know, there's always something we can learn from these events. So well done, you. I didn't know about all the awards that the organisation have won. So hats off to you. Gongs are always nice to have, aren't they?
Absolutely. We're very
Indeed.
proud. We're very proud of that, Kaz, because, you know, we are up against stiff competition, and we're just trying to differentiate ourselves from the competition. It is roadside assistance, but I believe it's roadside assistance at a completely different level. That's my view.
Of course, and absolutely a Chamber benefit. And many people actually sort of skip through the benefits and don't really explore them, which is why today's event is so useful. Even for some of our diehard members, there's always something that we can use as a takeaway. And that's a really nice segue into talking about some of the Chamber marketing tools. Everybody thinks that the Chamber's here as a route to market, and we try very hard to say it's a business benefits organisation. Obviously, the platform is useful to raise brand awareness, and we don't pretend that it isn't useful. And there are lots of mechanisms and lots of tools and lots of options that the Chamber has to help with that process of brand awareness. And one of them is your business listing. How many of our members here today have actually taken a look at their business listing on the Chamber website and done an annual health check? You annually health check your website, make sure that it's current, make sure that it's up to date, make sure that it's entertaining, that it's interesting. The same can be said of your business listing on the Chamber website. It's easy to do. You just log in with your unique password and username, and you can just keep it fresh. If you let me know or Kelly know when you've updated it, what we'll do is we'll tell the world for you and put it out on a post and say, you know, come and look at the revamped business listing on the Chamber website, for instance, of one of our members. Additionally, people forget that Chamber members are able to post free blogs. If something good is going on in your company, if you want to celebrate something, if you want to raise awareness, then share it with the entire membership. Membership blogs are free to post and are a really good way to engage. And once again, if you tell Kelly or I that you've posted a blog, with respect, we don't always have the time to look at every single blog that's posted every day. But do you know what? They make really good reading.
Yeah, I would just like to add in there, Kaz, just you know, we obviously will do our best to try and support you all, but as you can imagine, I can't physically post for you all out. But yes, as Kaz said, please do use the, you know, definitely the you know, membership business listing, and you can share it. You can actually share it yourself and tag Kaz and I in. I think that's it. Yeah, and carry on, Kaz. Sorry,
no worries, Kelly. Thank you. We've had a message in the chat from Jane, who's just reinforcing that her company has got membership with the AA. Jane, you've been a loyal Chamber member. Thank you so much for giving a shout out for Esther and the AA service. It's really good. Unbelievably, we have some members that are with us purely because of that service. And one of them is Jubilee Clips, Chamber members Jubilee Clips. They're with us for the AA service, which is absolutely incredible. So good to know for everyone. In rewinding here a little bit, I just wanted to give a very final shout out for a business benefit that not everyone recognises immediately, but it's the business advice that we give via the Chamber, and it's free. If you want to check your thinking. Sometimes being a CEO or a director of an SME can sometimes be a lonely landscape. It's difficult. You can't fraternize with staff or the subordinates, for want of a better word. And decision making at a senior level can sometimes be quite a trial. It's always worth engaging with our business guru, Martin Small, via the chamber. It's a free business benefit. You don't pay for it. And if everything is good and if everything is cool, you kind of know you're doing it right. But to have perhaps a second set of eyes on your business plan, on your goal setting for 2022 is immeasurably useful, and it's free. So the package of chamber memberships, they're really comprehensive. We can't perhaps pretend to elaborate on them all here today, but it does give you a snapshot. Kelly, thank you very much for the time. For those of you that want to know more about your business benefits, we can always schedule in a meeting with the success manager, Sue Finch, who's here with us today, and she's always happy to schedule in either a discovery meeting or a one-to-one to look at a particular benefit if it's of importance to you. And that kind of finishes where we are today, Kelly. What are you up to for the rest of the day?
Thank you. So yeah, just going on from what Kaz said, there's membership blogs that you can do. They are on the website. So the membership blogs are very, very good, and you can share them, and it comes up, you know, with your brand plus the chamber. You can also do your member-to-member offers. So your member-to-member offers are, you know, you could do a discount that is just, you know, there for membership. Other members, which works really, really well. Also, for new members that do come on, I do, and myself and Kaz, we do a LinkedIn post that is kind of discretionary, but you know, just trying to raise your profile for you and getting you a bit more brand awareness. And of course, we do have the Thinking Business magazine. Thinking Business magazine, all of you within your membership once is entitled to a 250-word editorial. These, if you do these, can be sent over to Julia at the chamber, and basically it is an editorial piece, so we ask for not an advertisement, but it's great if we can have like a, you know, a story of how you've helped someone or supported someone. It's worth you also having a look at the Thinking Business magazine to advertise if that's within your budget. Okay, so we are really, I'm just looking, we're 10 to 12, we're 10 minutes shy, but I'm going to go over to events now just to talk about the forthcoming events.